Welcome to the BlueBoxPHP tutorial on the project properties window. What we're going to do first is load a project. It's our jewellery shop project that we used in our jewellery shop series of tutorials. And with the project loaded, we're going to go to the project menu at the top of the application and select the properties menu option. This opens up the project properties editor. We have 4 tabs in our project properties window: general settings, published database settings, email settings, and SMTP settings. In our general settings, we have our website name. So for this project, it would be jewellery.com. We can decide how to publish our pages. At the moment, all pages are created as .php. We can also create them as .html. If your host parses all the HTML as PHP, this can sometimes take long because every HTML page is parsed. So, unless specific reasons, it's probably best leaving them as all your pages being created as .php pages. Checkbox say whether or not you want to compress CSV when it's finally published. This removes all white space, carries returns, comments from your CSS, just giving it a smaller footprint for downloading. Obviously, for smaller footprint means less time. Publish pages using relative links. That means if we're doing, for any reason, any of our detail links or any form of links we're using in our website, whether or not we're going to use just relative links or whether we're going to use full links to our local pages. That means whether or not we're going to include the HTTP, www, or whether we're just going to keep it as a local page name. Then we have our JavaScript settings. BlueBoxPHP uses jQuery as its main JavaScript library and classes. So we can say whether or not we want to use jQuery as a remote copy when it's previewed or when it's being published. Without these checkboxes being checked, means that all your jQuery is being loaded from your htdocs, whether it's local or whether it's on your remote. If you select to decide to publish, so your published site will use a remote copy, that means that jQuery will be loaded from the Google APIs, the Ajax jQuery 150 minimum jQuery minimum JS. If it's unchecked, it means it will be actually loaded from your host itself. It's also got the same. BlueBoxPHP also uses jQuery tools and has the same options for jQuery tools, whether you're going to want to load it from a local setting, from a local version, or whether you're going to load it from a remote version. And with jQuery tools, the remote version is jQuery tools.org. The next tab after general settings is the published database settings. This is where you enter all your database information for your published database. That is the database information given to you by your hosting company. So we have the host, the username, password, port if required, and the database name. The third tab is your email settings. They're just default email addresses used by BlueBoxPHP. This means that all from email addresses will be sent from this email address, and all to email addresses such as contact forms, etc., will be sent to this email address. So if you have you want all information to come from support@yourdomain.com, and all two email addresses to be contactform@yourdomainname.com. And the final set of options are our SMTP settings, and this is just your outgoing server SMTP and whichever port that it uses. Default's 25, but for your hosting it may be different. So these are all the settings that you want to select and change before you do a final publish of your project. So that concludes the tutorial on the Project Properties Editor window.